So I wanted to go over a few Chrome browser extensions that will make your Google Meet a bit more efficient. So on Sanger Learns, this is where all the information is. If you click on Teachers and Staff, and then Google Meet Tips, here's a couple of different tips as far as preventing students from joining the Meet prior to or rejoining after you have left. But these are the top 3 recommended Chrome extensions for Google Meet that I'm going to go over. So Google Meet Grid View Fix, the one with the fix in parentheses, mute all on Meet, and then Google Meet Attendance. There's actually, like, if you look these up in the Chrome Web Store, which I'll show you where that is, there's a couple different versions of each of them. These are the ones that I have used and found success with. But if you're already using a different version for a Meet attendance, that's fine as long as you know how to do it and you're good to go. So where all of them are is if you hit Chrome, and actually if you click on these, it will take you directly to the web store. But if you hit Chrome and then Preferences and then Extensions, extensions will open up a window that these are all of the extensions that you already have. If you have already done a Google Meet grid view, it was one with a black grid, you might need to remove it in order for this one to work. So if it was a previous one that did not have fixed in the title, just like that, and it had a black grid, I would suggest removing that one. It stopped working for me. There are 2 different Google Meet attendances, one with an apple and one, I know it's kind of silly, and one with a green check mark. The one that I have had success with is the one with a green check mark. So those are the ones that I linked to. If you don't have them in your list, you need to hit the 3 lines and then open Chrome Web Store. In the Chrome Web Store, then you can look them up. So Google Meet Grid View. This is the one that I used to have, and then it stopped working. So I do this one now, the Google Meet Grid View Fix. It would say add to Chrome. So you would just click add to Chrome and follow those things. It usually asks for permission because it needs to use your, it knows your ID or your email address in order for it to work. So those are the 3 that we're going to talk through. I've already installed all of them or added them to Chrome. So Google Meet Grid View Fix, mute all on Meet, and then Google Meet Attendance. Again, if you click on each of these, it will take you to the Chrome Web Store directly to that specific one. There's also a video that you can watch that tells you about them, sorry, as well as that's where you would click add to Chrome. So I'm just going to show what it looks like in the Meet. The Google Meet attendance shows up here. And if you press the blue question mark, it will walk you through everything. You can walk through like this, but in short, what you can do is copy paste a class list here, and then it will check it against that class list, whoever is there. If you don't put anybody in there, it will automatically generate a class list for you. This is helpful because if you have multiple class periods or you see different groups of students, you can already have them already like in there and it will check against it. So you could click add and then you could enter the name of your class. So you could say period 1 and then press that and period 1, and then you would paste the names of all the students. I don't have that, so I'm not going to put it there. But and then if you don't want this group anymore, you can either click reset and it will clear all of them, or you can just hit the little trash can. So I'm going to delete this class. But again, if you don't put anything there, then what will happen is when you join the Meet, it will just take, it will look at who is there and then create an attendance file for you. It is saved in a couple different ways. You can hit the little gear and choose how it is saved, either an HTML file or a CSV. The CSV is most like a Excel or a Google spreadsheet. You can also sort the names in different ways. So you can sort them by first or last, or none, and it will do the default, which is their first and last name. And I don't change so much of this, but that's up to you. And then you can hit the X to get rid of it. So I will say when this goes on, if you have a large class, it will kind of cover some of their faces for a little bit, but then it will eventually disappear and you can also move it around. So I'm going to click join now to show the other ones. At the same time, I'm going to join on my phone. So you can see that this window got larger. It says your meet has started. You can close that and then move this around. You'll see when I join on my phone, it will add. It might actually not because it's the same. Oh, let me mute that because it's the same name, but you get the picture. Now the others on here, this is the Google Meet grid view. So you can choose to highlight the speakers, enable grid view by default. It doesn't really take effect until there's more than 9 people in there. So, but this is where that is, enable grid view. Then this is the mute all. This is the other version of the Google Meet attendance. I could not ever get it to properly work. It's the one with the apple. It shows up here in the people tab. It is supposed to take like a snapshot attendance and save it onto a spreadsheet. I couldn't ever get that to fully function and work. It possibly is because I just have, myself in the Meet twice. But you're more than welcome to try that one too. It is, like I said, the one that has the apple in it. And that's pretty much it. So the Google Meet grid view fix, you can highlight those different things. There's also advanced settings of resizing when the chat is there. You can change the presentation of the names, so you can move the last word to the start. In other words, you can sort it by last names. So that's another feature. And you can choose whether or not to hide yourself or show only participants with video. And then this is the mute all button. When you click on that, if there's several people in there, it will just like quickly pop up do a pop-up that says, hey, I'm muting all of these people, but it has also been successful. So those are the 3 that I would recommend: Google Meet Grid View Fix, mute all on Meet, and then Google Meet attendance. For each of them, you need to just go to the Chrome Web Store and click Add to Chrome. And if you're wanting more information, there's usually a video or kind of a how-to on that page. Thanks. So if you're using the Google Meet attendance, what will happen after you've left the meeting is 2 files will automatically be downloaded. So they show up right here in my kind of downloaded. I'm going to click the class list HTML. What will happen then is it shows exactly who was there. I mean, there's only one name that was present, but it shows the meet ID. It shows the different date if you have a different, like, different meets, the earliest arrival, the start time, the end time, the length of the meet. But then what's really cool is it will list everyone out, and it will have color coded as to when they joined and how long they stayed. Okay, so that is the meet attendance. Again, it is the one with the green check mark. Um, if you have the one with the apple, go for it, give it a try. I just haven't been able to get that to work at every time I try it. But that is this version. It is the one that has the little pop-up here. And again, you can always resize it when you're in the meet, or just drag it out of the way completely so that you can see everyone. It'll still do what it needs to do, even if it's not on the screen. All right, thanks.